There he goes, there he goes, there he goes, there he goes. What happens when they go out? What happens when they strike the rabbit?
The gallery, which is the handlers behind them, go to hollering tally-ho. Tally-ho! They're gonna come running when you holler tally-ho, and then you just kind of point where the rabbit went.
What about that dog's just sitting there looking? What are they getting?
Well, that's probably not good. The judge isn't liking that right there, because he's supposed to be looking for the rabbit.
Al Sakelin.
Yes, sir.
We have hunted with your dogs.
That's right.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not often do we go to a field trial and talk to somebody who's actually hunted with their dogs. I can vouch for them.
Okay.
Now, guy just came back and says one of your dogs stayed
down. That
stayed
means,
down.
Yeah, they start off with 7 dogs, and then they start judging them. So that means she may or may not be back. You've got to stay down to be back, but you may, still may not get called. Depends on how deep they cut them. There's 95 dogs here, so it's several dogs.
Is there a time limitation here? How long these dogs stay out per pack?
It's entirely up to the judges. They're gonna leave it down till they see what they want to see.
When they really see a pattern, they know this dog's doing this dog's doing that.
And there's a standard that the American Kennel Club puts out what the judges are supposed to be looking for.
That greener pretty much took it all the way up through there. Nose to tail. The green just set in behind red. What we're looking at is we're looking for individual accomplishment and the ability to be able to maintain the line that the rabbit's actually running. We're basically individually scoring the dogs based on their accomplishment. And according to AKC, there's things that are considered to be negatives in their rule book, and such as additional extra mouth, what they call hooking, which would be going out around the dogs to maintain an advantage on. Basically, it's anything that you're doing to get a competitive advantage. So what we're trying to find is the dog that can best attribute those as the least faulty that can accomplish the most. There's 3 in here. I think the red, the green, and the white in here can run a rabbit.
There's 2 judges out there. Those 2 judges will pick, 1 or 2 or maybe 3 dogs out of each pack and go to a second series. Roll the dogs' numbers out again and repack them up, and then they'll do the same thing. It's a process of elimination.
63, green, 34, yellow, 14, orange, and 25. White. Everybody stay in behind the judges. Stay real tight to us so we don't have people scattered all over the field and turning the rabbit.
I'd say let's just kind of work across the side of this hill or up towards the fence. There'll be some in there.
You came out to compete. What did you do? What are the steps you take before you even get the dogs in the field?
Well, first of all, I come to win. I may not happen, but I come to win.
Yeah.
But it's nice to place her. If you get late in the game, you got to feel good about your dog. And I'm running against guys like you were talking about from several different states here, and I've never seen their dogs run. So hopefully, we get a good run, they get looked at, and the cream rises to the top.
Pick up black and orange in order to get them out of this corner.
Work down across this edge.
Down this way.
Basically, all we did there is we eliminated those 2 dogs, and those 2 dogs we eliminated for low score, basically. The other dogs we felt were getting more done. They were kind of towards the back and weren't doing a whole lot. So now we're going to look at these 4, and we'll probably, depending on how they run, 1 or 2 more we'll eliminate from that pack and then bring them back in the second series.
Here in the state of Kentucky, they're very fortunate to have a facility like this. We, being the AKC, hold our national event here, and that's just happened about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And this is the Derby trial, which is the United Beagle Gundog Federation, which we sanction these.
And we've got 93 clubs throughout the United States, from Delaware, North Carolina, South Carolina, as far south as Louisiana, as far north as Michigan, and as far west as Arkansas. Probably 6,000 members.
Why do you like this particular spot? What is it about this place? I mean, obviously they put a lot of work and effort into this outfit.
Well, they got together and they decided to buy their own grounds, and this is just beautiful. It's not, a lot of clubs you go through a little hillier, and it's harder to get around on. For me, this is a great place. It's just perfect place to have a Beagle field trial.
There's a rabbit right in front of him.
How have you seen this thing change?
I think the dogs today are more aggressive or quicker than what was winning 20 years ago, and which I think these dogs you can hunt over more than what you could 20 years ago.
Well, as we look around, I don't know how many cars we're seeing in here. Folks from all over the place.
Met a ton of good people, you know, and there's a lot of good people here today. Shame you can't meet them all.
The American Kennel Club has been licensing these trials for, well, actually the first one was in 1890, November the 3rd, way back. So it's an old sport and it's really grown.